Good evening all. Am I audible to you? Sania, Taranum?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
And so what we have done yesterday? Anyone
The
remember
types
what
of
we have discussed
So,
yes.
rainfall.
What we have discussed yesterday?
Types of rainfall.
Types of rainfall. Yes. So yes, types of rainfall, and also we have discussed about what causes or what leads to rainfall, right? So what are the various reasons for rainfalls, and we have also discussed about the relative humidity and absolute humidity. And we've also discussed that how the absolute humidity and relative humidity can become equal. So there are two ways through which the absolute humidity and relative humidity can become equal. One is by either reducing the temperature of the air mass, or by addition of moisture into the air mass, we can have absolute humidity and relative humidity equal to each other. And that what leads to rainfall. So depending upon the rainfall is due to the addition of the moisture, or rainfall is due to the reduction in the air temperature or air mass. There are two types of rainfalls which we have discussed yesterday. One is called the convectional rainfall, and another is called as orographic rainfall. Right? Yeah. So what is the difference between convectional rainfall and orographic rainfall? Just Ritika.
So in convectional rainfall, generally convectional rainfall happens in the landforms, and orographic rainfalls it happens in the mountains. And in convectional rainfall, the lighter air mass moves upwards, and the air mass reduces and gets condensed, and the rainfall occurs as the absolute humidity and relative humidity becomes equal. And in the orographic rainfall, basically the moisture moves up and it hits the barriers or the mountains, and rainfall occurs as the temperature decreases.
Okay. Fine. So convectional rainfall and in the orographic barrier rainfall, we have seen there is one condition that the air mass should move upwards, because when air mass moves upwards, it leads to rejection. It leads to reduction in the temperature of the air mass, and the reduction in the temperature of air mass leads to what you can say rainfall, right? So basic condition for rainfall, like whenever the air mass moves upwards, that is what is called as ascendance. So whenever there is ascendance of the air, there is rainfall, and whenever there is a descendance of the air means what? Whenever the air moves downwards from high altitude to low altitude region, then there is no condition to rainfall. So one thing you need to remember, one basic thing you need to remember is that whatever the reason, if the air mass is moving upwards, there will be rainfall, and if the air mass is moving downwards, there will be no rainfall. So in orographic barrier rainfall, we have seen when the air mass is crossing the mountain, when air mass is crossing the what you can say the hilly region, then the rainfall is not there on the rain shadow region. Rain shadow region means what? We have discussed yesterday that there is a rain shadow region where there is no rainfall, and in the what you can see in the on the windward side of the rainfall, we have seen that there is a heavy rainfall and heavy downfall. So that is why we can see that in a city like Mumbai or in Konkan area, we have high rainfall during the southwest monsoon, we can say region, right? So today we are going to discuss about the next type of rainfall, that is called cyclones. So before understanding that we can say cyclonic rainfall, first we'll try to understand what are cyclones, right? So can anybody tell me what are cyclones, or how the cyclones are created? Yes, have you ever heard about the term cyclones? Or what is the meaning of cyclone?
It's the wind rotating in a circular motion.
When?
When the wind rotates in a circular motion.
Okay, so what is the condition where the wind rotates in a circular motion? Like in which situation, or in which climatic condition, or which what you can say the pressure condition, the wind circulates between the like in a circular motion? Hello, I'm audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So
So
due to the low pressure.
in which situation the wind circulates in a circular motion?
Due to the low pressure or the depression created, the wind circulates in the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction.
Right. So I'm sharing the screen, like I'm sharing you the screen where you can see that cyclonic condition. Like this is an what you can see the image of the cyclone. So in the image of the cyclone, you can understand that whenever there is a high pressure at the surrounding region and whenever there is a low pressure in the middle region, that leads to what you can say movement of the wind in a circular fashion, right? So here you can see now this is an image of the cyclone which you can see here. So here what is happening that in the middle region there is a low pressure and at the surrounding region there is what you can say the high pressure. So high pressure belt are created at the surrounding region and low pressure belts are created at the middle part of the what you can say that air pressure, right? So whenever such situation is created in the what you can say ocean or maybe on the landmass, that leads to the circulation of the wind, and that what you can say the circulation of the wind movement leads to formation of cyclones, right? So here what you need to remember in cyclone, you need to remember that the wind circulation is in circulation path because of the difference in the pressure, right? So high pressure at the surrounding region and low pressure at the lower region. Now this happens normally in the ocean. Like there are again two types of cyclones. Some cyclones are called as tropical cyclones, and some cyclones are called as temperate cyclones. So anyone remember what is tropical region? There are two types of cyclones in region, that is tropical cyclone. So tropical cyclone means yes. So tropical cyclone means the cyclones which are created in the tropical region. So do you remember what is tropical region?
The subtropical high pressure belts. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so the region between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, that is called as tropical region, and the tropical region in such type of cyclones are created in the tropical region, and that is why they are called as tropical cyclones, right? So if you can see the tropical cyclones, now here you can see this is an image of the tropical cyclone, how it is created. Now here also you can see in the tropical cyclones, such type of what you can say the situation is there. Okay, can you all see the image now? Is it visible to all of you? Yeah. Now here you can see in the tropical region that is between 23.5 north and 23.5 south region, there is what you can say the formation of the tropical cyclones on the ocean. And in such situation, the wind is blowing from the surrounding region and it is coming from the surrounding region. It converts at the center and it leads to what you can say, it moves upwards. It moves upwards and there is circular motion. For example, now here we can see, now this is actually the image of what you can say the tropical cyclone. So in tropical cyclone, what is happening? You can see here a high pressure is created at the surrounding region and a low pressure is created. Now this is the center of the tropical cyclone is called as I. So here what is happening? The wind is moving from the surrounding region. It is converging here, and when conversion, it moves upwards. Now here you can see. So this is an what I can say diagram of the tropical cyclone. And such type of tropical cyclones leads to upward movement of the wind. Now here you can see this is the region where the wind which is coming from the surrounding region, it converges here, and after convergence it moves upwards. And when it moves upwards, there is, as we have seen, whenever the air moves upwards, what it happens, it leads to what you can say, it leads to decrease in the temperature of the wind which has moved upwards, and there is heavy rainfall on the surrounding region, and that leads to what you can say the cyclonic rainfall. Got it? So here you need to remember one thing, that is in tropical cyclones are created over the tropics, and especially the tropics are created over the ocean only. So ocean means they are created over the ocean, and when these tropical cyclones are created, now you can see these are the areas where the tropical cyclones are originated. So can you all see the world map? Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so this yellow region, that the yellow region is the tropical region, and there is a formation of such type of tropical cyclones. So now here you can see in India, Bay of Bengal in Arabian Sea, the tropical cyclones are created in the South China Sea and East China Sea. East of China, here there are formation of the tropical cyclones, and in the America also, like in the Atlantic Ocean, on the eastern part of Atlantic Ocean, there is formation of what you can say the tropical cyclones. Here also there is formation of tropical cyclones. So on both the sides of equator, upwards and downwards, here also that in the Africa and in near the Australian coast, this is the area where the tropical cyclones are created. So normally tropical cyclones are created over the ocean, and when they reach on the on the land mass, when they reach on the continent, or when they reach on what you can say the land surface, the tropical cyclones dissipates. Now, why the tropical cyclones dissipates means when they get destroyed when they reach on the coast or when they reach on the continent, because for circular movement of the cyclones, there is a need of what you can say there is a need of what you can say there is a need of energy to for the moment of the cyclones, right? So that energy, now here you can see this is the cyclone created in the ocean. So this energy which is required for the circular movement of the cyclone is given by the evaporation of the water in the ocean. So for circular motion, energy is required, and that energy is available in the what you can say the ocean when the water is heated up, and due to the stream, due to what you can say the steam which is created due to the heating of the water in the ocean, there is a circular movement of the ocean. So that is why we can see why the oceans are created here and here, and why not exactly on the equator. Because although we have studied that the temperature is very high on the equator, but temperature is not exactly very high on the equator. Temperature is high above equator, like between 10 to 30 degree latitudes in the north hemisphere and 10 to 30 degree latitude in the south hemisphere. So here the temperature is very high. So for the creation of tropical cyclones, we need around what you can say 28 degrees Celsius temperature, and as well as we need what you can say a more effective Coriolis force. So since this more effective Coriolis force, as we have seen, Coriolis force means what? The deflection of the wind is important. So that deflection of the wind, which is more effective in this zone and in the north hemisphere and in the south hemisphere. So all these factors are responsible for formation of the tropical cyclones in the tropical region. Now these tropical cyclones are not created on the North Pole and South Pole. So can anybody tell me why the tropical cyclones are not created in this, they can say the polar oceans or the temperate ocean? Temperate ocean means what? The region between 30 degree to 60 degree latitude is called as temperate zone, and above 60 and 90 is called as polar zone. So why the cyclones cannot be produced in this zone? What could be the reason for this?
So temperature.
Temperature.
So
Yes.
reason for energy.
Yeah, because since the temperature in this zone is very less, we have seen that because of this temperature is very less, there is no evaporation of the water here. And since there is no evaporation of the water, there is no steam, and that steam is not available for the circular movement of the wind. So that is why here there is no formation of tropical cyclones, but there is a formation of another type of cyclones in this zone. These cyclones are called as temperate cyclones. So we will discuss about these temperate cyclones afterwards. So any doubts about these tropical cyclones?
No, sir.
You understood how the tropical cyclones are created? Tropical cyclones are created when a pressure system where there is low pressure at the center and high pressure at the surrounding region, and that high pressure leads to what you can say the movement of the wind from the surrounding region to the eye of the ocean, and that eye of the ocean, what you can say that the eye of the ocean, there is convergence of the wind which is coming from the surrounding region, and that convergence leads to ascendance of the wind. Now here you can see there is ascendance of the winds, and this ascendance of the winds leads to what we can say the heavy rainfall here. Why heavy rainfall? Because obviously there is continuous upward movement of the wind, and that continuous upward movement of wind what you can say supply the moisture, and there is rainfall. But at the same time, you can see in the tropical cyclone, if you see the structure of the tropical cyclone, there is no rainfall in the eye. Now here it is the structure of the tropical cyclone. Now here you can see this is actually the inflow of the wind, then it moves upwards, and it moves what you can say at the upper level it outflows. So in this zone, which is called as an eye of the tropical cyclone, that is at the center of the cyclone, there is no rainfall because there is subsiding warm air, and we know that whenever there is a subsiding warm air, there is no rainfall. Whenever the wind moves downwards, there is no rainfall. So when the cyclones are moving at the at the wall, this is called as wall of the cyclone. So at the wall of the cyclone, there are rainfall, a heavy and copious rainfall. But at the middle of the cyclone, there are no rainfall. At the middle of the cyclone, there is what you can say cool and calm condition. And that is why we know that whenever the cyclones are coming, in the middle there is cool and calm condition. When the cyclone is moving, like actually the cyclone moves in this way and it moves to the left side, right? So when the cyclones are moving in this middle of the cyclone, we can see that there is no rainfall and a cool and calm condition is there. So whenever the meteorologists feel that there is a cool and calm condition, so what does it mean? So it means that the cyclone, this arm of the cyclone is going to come here because it will reach here after some time because it moves from east to west. So when it will move, there will be again heavy rainfall. So we always know that there is one what you can say, there is one idiom की what you can say की वादळापूर्वीची शांतता ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, wherever before the cyclone there is a cool and calm what you can say the condition. So whenever there is cool and calm condition, people realize that the cyclone is approaching, and that what you can say, they try to what you can say escape from the havoc which can be created by the cyclones. So when these cyclones reaches on the coast, now here you can see, that the yellow part which has been shown in the world map, the cyclones are shown in only ocean, because when they reach on the continent, they get destroyed because of the no supply of the moisture in the air mass. Fine. Now going to the second type of cyclones which are created on the temperate zone, right? So the whole world is divided into three what you can say the climatic zones. Now this zone, can you see, from equator to that 0 to 10 degree north and 0 to 10 degrees south, or maybe 0 to 5 degree north and 0 to 5 degrees south. This zone is called as equatorial zone. This zone is called as equatorial zone, and above equator, both in north hemisphere and in south hemisphere, between 10 to 30 degree latitude, between this 30 degree latitude in the north hemisphere and 10 to 30 degree latitude in the south hemisphere, this zone is called as tropical zone. And above this, between 30 to 60 degree latitude, can you all see that majority of the world map shows a picture that between 30 to 60 there are some markings of the latitude, that 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90. The reason is that this latitudinal number signifies something. And what is that significance? It shows the zones, climatic zones of the world. So 0 to 10 is equatorial zone, 10 to 30 is tropical zone, 30 to 60 is a temperate zone, and 60 to 90 is called as polar zone, right? So these temperate cyclones are created in this temperate zone, and that is why they are called as temperate cyclones. So why these cyclones are categorized as temperate cyclones? The reason is they are created in the temperate zone. So how these cyclones are created, the causes and the reason and the characteristics of the temperate cyclones and other tropical cyclones are different. Now here you can see that why the temperate cyclones are created, because you can see that now can you anybody tell me, suppose if there is an air mass in this zone that is between 30 to 60 degree latitude, and there is one more air mass between the 60 and 90 degree latitude. So the temperature of the air mass between 60 to 90 degree latitude and the temperature of the air mass which is located between 30 to 60 degree latitude, which air mass will have high temperature? Can anybody tell me? You got my question?
So, can you repeat the latitudes?
See, that the air mass which is located between 30 to 60 degree latitude, and another
Yes, 30 to
30 to 60 degree latitude, and another air mass located between 60 to 90 degree latitude. So which air mass will have more temperature?
30 to 60 degree.
30 to 60.
30 to 60 degree latitude, right? So obviously, suppose, and we have also seen that here there is a circulation of the wind. We have seen that from subtropical high pressure belt to wind blows to the subpolar low pressure belt, and at the same time polar high pressure belt to the wind blows to the subpolar high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt. Do you remember that pressure belt, when the winds blows from polar region to subpolar region and subtropical high pressure belt to subpolar region? So when the wind will blow from this to this region, this will bring two different types of air masses. So the air mass which is coming from the polar region will be having a cold characteristics, and that is why they are called as cold air mass. While the air mass which is coming from this region to above, like from this tropical high pressure belt to what you can subpolar low pressure region, that will be having a warm air mass. So both warm air mass as well as what you can see the cold air mass, when they come together, there is what you can see the formation of a front, and that front is called as what you can say the That front leads to formation of the cyclonic condition again in the temperate zone, and that also leads to the formation of the temperate cyclones. So I will show you a picture which will help you in understanding how the temperate cyclones are created. Fine. Okay, can you see this world map now? Is it visible to all of you? Now here you can see the temperate
Yes.
cyclones are created in this zone between 30 to 60 degree latitude, right? While the tropical cyclone, these green lines, can you see these green arrows? Green lines are the examples of the tropical cyclones, while the temperate cyclones are shown in the what you can say the black arrows. So these black arrows, there is a formation of the temperate cyclone. So what happens when this wind blows from the subtropical high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt, and again the wind blows from the polar high pressure to subpolar high pressure belt, there is a convergence of the belt, and that convergence of this cold air mass and warm air mass, it leads to formation of the cyclone. So let me check it out. Yes. Now here there is one diagram which helps in understanding how the cyclones are created. Now suppose there is a cold air mass and warm air mass. So cold air mass which is having low temperature and warm air mass which is having high temperature. Now when they converge, then obviously what will happen? The cold air mass will try to subside and warm air mass will try to move upwards. Now here you can see this is a warm air mass and this is cold air mass. Can you see this picture? Now the cold air mass is moving at the upper and the warm air mass moving down. So what will happen? This cold air mass will try to subside and the warm air mass will move upwards. So can you tell me the density of the cold air mass will be more or the density of the warm air mass will be more?
Cold air mass.
Cold air mass will be more, right? So what happens? The cold air mass will try to come down and the warm air mass will move upwards. So here you can see the next situation is that the cold air mass will move, will what you can say push up the warm air mass and it will move upwards. So here there is a creation of what you can say the cyclonic condition. So here the wind is moving in a cyclonic way, and obviously this leads to what you can say when this warm air mass moves upwards. When this warm air mass moves upwards, obviously the temperature decreases, and when the temperature decreases, there is rainfall in the upwelling zone. So here also there is a rainfall, but the difference between cold air mass and warm air mass is that in the tropical cyclones and the temperate cyclone is that in tropical cyclone there is what you can say the heavy and copious rainfall in a short duration, while in the temperate cyclone the rainfall duration is what you can say the rainfall duration is long, and amount of the rainfall is also very slow, right? At the same time, the size of the tropical cyclones and the location of the subtropical cyclone and temperate cyclone is also different. The normal and ideal tropical cyclones, the normal size of the tropical cyclone is around 200 to 300 kilometers. Right? Can you see here the tropical cyclone, like with the thing which you have seen here? So here the size of the tropical cyclone, the total structure of the tropical cyclones will be around 200 to 300 square kilometer, while the size of the temperate cyclones will be that will be covering around 4,000 to 5,000 kilometer. So difference between tropical cyclones and temperate cyclone is that the tropical cyclone size is more and the size is less, but the temperate cyclone the size is high, and the rainfall in the tropical cyclone is what you can say very high rainfall in a short duration, while here in the temperate cyclone low rainfall for a longer duration. At the same time, the tropical cyclones are created over the ocean only, but the temperate cyclones can be created over the continent or it can be created over the continent also. Because suppose if there is an air mass here that is in the tropical Atlantic Ocean, sorry, in the temperate Atlantic Ocean, and there is one more air mass at the here that is in the ocean. So when they both converge, there will be tropical cyclones. And here also when the air mass and the continent from the polar region and from the temperate region, when they both converge, there will be a cyclonic condition here. So temperate cyclones can be created both on continent as well as ocean, while the tropical cyclones can be created only on the ocean. And when the tropical cyclones reaches on the on the continent or on the land mass, they get destroyed. So that is what is the difference between the tropical cyclones and temperate cyclones, right? So today I will be stopping it here because I have one more session at the one more meeting. So I will be sending you the link of that new sessions. You can also join that session. And there we will be discussing the question paper of 2020 exam, right? So how the questions are being printed, we are discussing the questions, especially we are discussing the questions of the science and technology. So you can join here. So it's all for the today's session that you need to go and check it out. You can also go and check it out the videos in the YouTube. That is how the tropical cyclones are created, how the temperate cyclones are created, and you can watch it. And after watching this, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the tomorrow's session. Fine. So hope there is no doubts for the today's session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me a question. Any doubts for the today's session?
No, sir.
You are getting it? Aishwarya, are you there? I don't know whether she has joined today's class or not. I guess she has not joined. But anyways, I have recorded the class. I will upload it afterwards. Anant, did you get it? What is the difference between the
Yes, sir.
tropical cyclones and temperate cyclone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. So shall we stop it for today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.